What's happening, y'all? So I just wanted to do this video before I go inside because it's just too much corn around, if y'all get what I'm saying. And I need to say what I need to say without the corn. So man, this shit is crazy. So yesterday I went out and I got some snacks. I don't know if I'm allowed to show it, but I got some snacks. And I didn't realize how loud the snacks were. And this was like earlier in the day, okay? In the morning, actually. God damn. I don't know about this. Anyhow, like I said, didn't realize how loud the snacks were. And so when the person that I stay with came home, came downstairs and kept saying, "Damn, it's loud. I smell loud down here. Did you smoke in here?" And I was like, "No, I didn't smoke." Because I didn't. And just kept on saying over and over again, "It's loud. I smell loud. I smell loud." Goes into the bag, gets his drink, whatever, beer, whatever, goes back, says again, "It just smelled loud. I just smelled loud." I was like, "I didn't smoke down here." I said, "I wouldn't smoke in your house." Okay? So I text this morning the person as I hear him get ready to leave for work. And I stated, "Great Awakening, I just wanted to say again that I did not smoke in your house." I said, "I did buy some, but..." And I said, "I did buy some bud, but I didn't even have any of it." I said, "But I just wanted to let you know again that I'm not the kind of person..." I said, "I don't know..." How did I say it? I said, "I thought that you would know that I'm not the kind of person that would disrespect your house or you, because I wouldn't do that. I'm not the kind of person that would do that." I said, "So I didn't realize how strong the smell was. And I apologize for that, but I did not smoke in your house. I would not do that." So I get nothing back, no response back, which is typical of this person. Then I did a couple other things that I needed to do for myself. So this is my thing. I've known of this person since I was 15. We are, I guess you could say, just now getting to know each other more, but I'm not a disrespectful person. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not a disrespectful person. When it comes to doing things in somebody else's house, and especially I know the fact that you don't smoke. I'm not going to do that in your house. So this is the thing that gets me about it, because I have time and time again shown myself to be a respectful person, to the point where when I was first going through my whole homeless journey, I said, I want to ask you a question, because I stayed here for a month. I said, I want to ask you a question, and I need to know if it's okay. I said, I have a tarot channel, and I want to know if it's okay if I can read my cards in your house, if you would have a problem with that, because I don't know what you believe spiritually. And he was like, oh, I'm fine with it. Like, I actually think that it's kind of cool to have a content creator in the house. Okay. I said, I just wanted to double check, because where I was before, when I stayed with my girlfriend, I know that she's a Christian and she doesn't believe in any of that. But then there's some people that even though they aren't Christian, they still feel some type of way when it comes to tarot cards. They may have a demonic mindset when it comes to it, or point of view when it comes to them. So he was fine with it. So I'm like, okay, cool. So if you think back about the kind of person, speak of the devil, just text me. If you think back about the kind of person that I am, you would know that if I have enough respect to ask you about some tarot cards, doing some tarot cards in your house, why would I smoke in your house? And if I did smoke in your house, you wouldn't just smell it when you come down the stairs, when you open up the door and come down the stairs. You would have smelled it when you came in your front door, because the windows that he has in his house in the basement are like those pub windows. They're like those thick, small, square cut glass that is formed into one big square window. There's nowhere for the smoke to go. You would have smelled it when you came in the house, because it goes like smoke permeates everywhere. So it just kind of bothered me that happened. I want to see what this text says. Hold on. Yeah, I already figured that this was going to take place. So it's cool. But I just feel like there's so much that has taken place with this situation that it's really become very uncomfortable. And I know that he's been getting a bit of an attitude. One, I feel because we're not in the kind of arrangement that he would prefer to have, which is some form of sexual engagement with me. And I'm not having it. The first day that I came up in here, he was pulling at my pants, telling me to hurry up and just let him do this before his daughter came downstairs. And I was like, what? Because he wanted to go down on me. And then he wanted to try to have sex. And I'm just like, I can't do this. And I really have had a hard time, because every time I turn around, he's been pawing at me, grabbing at me, always grabbing my ass when I walk by. And I've had to be more and more forward with just setting boundaries and maintaining boundaries with him. So it's been almost a year. And so now, and I knew that this was going to happen as soon as I ended up texting, which is why I'm glad I did what I did for myself this morning. I've been looking into places. He's saying now, he's ready for this situation to end, which I've been ready for this situation to end. Nobody's been more ready for it to end than me. And now he's voicing that he's feeling some type of way because I haven't offered anything, which I did give him money one time when I got my school money. I gave him $100. Now that might not be anything when it comes to me staying here all the time, all the length of time that I've been here. But he said that I could stay here without giving him anything, that I could just take care of myself, put my money up, and get myself together. And it's the first place that I've ever been able to be where I can just kind of put my money up. Mind you, I went through 2 jobs before landing this job where I'm at. And why are these cars coming through here so fast? This has been the first job that I've been able to be on where it really is more of a steady and stable situation for me. Come on. So now he's feeling some type of way about that, which again, I kind of already knew, and it's just really to the point where I can't take it anymore. So, but instead of him asking me, because the whole thing is he never comes to me to have any kind of conversation. He just avoids everything. We only have a conversation when I come to him, and that's with everything. Everything, even the smallest thing. I have to initiate a conversation first before anything gets dealt with or said. So because all this time has gone by and I haven't offered you anything, even though you said that I don't have to give you nothing, you're feeling some type of way, and instead of you coming to me and saying something about it, you wait until you get upset, and then now here's the explosion. Now you want to say something, and it's fine. So okay, you don't want it even in your house, and I apologize for that too. But it was in my bag. And that's actually the reason why I went and bought a new bag, because I don't want to go to work with my bag smelling like that. But just the fact that you couldn't just sit down at a point and talk to me when you know, to ask me how are things going. Like, this is, he never does. He never has. How are things going with the job, with the apartment, honey? How are you doing? Do you need any help? Like, there's never been any kind of conversation. And now he's upset because he's like, the conversation is dwindling down and it's getting, smaller and smaller. Well, that's because I don't come to you to talk to you, but you've never come to me to talk to me about anything. You've never come to me to have a conversation about anything. So I'm just hoping, like I said, that everything goes through. There's some things that I'm looking into, some leads that I have, and I already kind of felt that it was getting to this point, because come November, 9th, it'll be a year that I've been here. And that's just a bit too long for me. So I don't really know how to feel about the situation, because again, I had to get another car because stuff got messed up with my last car. So I know that he knows I have car payments. I have insurance, like I have bills. It's not like I don't have bills. And he still is making way more than I make. So I'm trying to save the little bit of money that I do have coming in, so that I can have money for the place when I get it. But as far as having a talk, he could have easily come to me to have a conversation, to ask how are things going, but that never happens. He always expects me to come to him and tell him every last thing. And I kind of got to the point where I stopped, because my thing was this: I feel like you're taking advantage of me, because when you do happen to be here and come in, you don't even talk to me to ask me how I'm doing, how was my day, how was anything, but you feel like it's all right for you to grab my ass and just touch on me, and then have the nerve to question me and ask me why when I tell you that I don't want your hands on me. So things aren't going the way that you want them to, and now you're coming to me with an attitude. It's fine, because I already knew that this was a situation that was going to, end soon, and that was a perfect opportunity for him to voice how he felt, that I knew that he was feeling, because I could tell by the way that he's been acting lately, in regards to, me not being here anymore. I appreciate the time of being here, because it was very helpful, but the things that I had to go through while being here, I would have preferred to not have gone through. So now it's just this freaking whole big thing, and he doesn't want to go back and forth on through text, because I guess that's just not his thing. But talking period is not his thing. When I was in the hospital sick and I was gone for those few days, and he asked if I was okay, and I said no, and said, what was going on, he didn't even bother to follow up. Not a phone call, not a text, not anything. And if I would have never said anything about him touching me, he would have continued to have just gone right ahead and continued to put his hands on me and molest me anytime he felt good, damn, and ready to. So this is it. Stand your ground. I just wanted to say that for myself, anybody that knows me knows I'm a very respectful person. And I did apologize for the smell being so strong, because I had no idea. And I did spray and everything to make it smell better in the house. But as far as everything else, I'm just ready. I'm just ready to go. And I pray that everything works out for me, because I really, really needed to right now. So I guess y'all could say this was kind of an update, but it was also kind of me like venting as well, because it's just been some stuff that I've been having to deal with being here. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Be well.